guess it's been a little over 10 years since I walked through these doors. And when I came in 10 years ago, I had 2 book bags. I was a homeless, hopeless, selfish, not really caring about living or dying, to now I'm an advocate for life.
Over the 135 years that we've been around, we've had to adapt, whether that's in the locations that we serve, the services that we provide. We need to be where people in need are and providing services that are relevant.
In 1884, Central Union Mission was founded by a group of like-minded Christians to help meet the physical and spiritual needs of the down-and-out men in Washington. It was a place to start over with Christ as the foundation.
There were men wandering the streets on Pennsylvania Avenue in the heart of Washington with problems with alcohol. Many of them were Civil War veterans. This is that 20-year-old in the war who's now a 40-year-old. They got over 100 churches behind the mission's effort to reach out to these alcoholic men and offer faith as the real solution to their ultimate problem.
In 1891, the organization was funded by an array of churches and opened several branch missions around the city. It took open-air gospel meetings to those who wouldn't come to them. Central Union Mission purchased a 6-story brick building at 624 Louisiana Avenue Northwest, an area where the needs were great.
In 1917, we began our work with children because there was a need not just for an orphanage, but a facility that would take care of children whose families could not afford to raise them.
In 1924, the old mission building was demolished, and a new 7-story building was erected fronting 613 C Street Northwest. Its name, painted in tall letters at the roofline, could be seen for miles. John S. Bennett and his wife, Ada Jean Bennett, ran the mission during this time. By the end of the 1930s, they had created one of the most modern and efficient missions in the country. During the Great Depression, with thousands out of work, Central Union met the demand, serving 164,700 meals in 1939. This was 12 times more than in 1929. In 1934, the mission acquired a 234-acre farm near Brookville, Maryland, and opened Camp Bennett as a recreational retreat for children.
We also adjusted during the Second World War in particular, where we took in servicemen. POWs farmed our Camp Bennett during that war.
Everyone who comes to these doors is unique. They have their own set of circumstances. So whether they need medical care, dental care, whether they need counseling, job training, whatever it might be, we're set up to handle those types of situations, and I think we do it really well.
In 1952, we began our work with families, and that eventually led into our food ministry, which is one of our largest ministries. Probably our greatest touch today is through food.
Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Central Union Mission added the needs of women, teens, and pre-release offenders to its programs. In 1982, due to the redevelopment of Pennsylvania Avenue, Central Union Mission closed its historic home and moved to 14th and R Streets Northwest.
We took 2 7-story buildings and moved them into one 5-story building, and did some repairs and made it the best mission that we could. We stayed there for about 25 years. Ultimately, working with the city, we ended up at 65 Massachusetts Avenue, which is a wonderful location for the shelter and the men's work.
You can see that just through our statistics, we're helping a lot of people. About 3 million meals were provided to people last year, thousands of nights of bed stays, thousands of counseling sessions. But as we turn the corner, we're looking ahead to see what do we need to be doing better? What new things do we need to do? What are the challenges of the homeless today that we need to address that we might not have been doing, say, 5 or 10 years ago?
Today, the mission runs the Men's Shelter on Massachusetts Avenue, the Family Ministry Center on Bladensburg Road Northwest, the Gospel Mission House on I Street Northwest, and the Lambert House on T Street Southeast. Camp Bennett Retreat and Conference Center in Brookville, Maryland, serves adults as well as children.
You have the physical, you have the psychological. A person needs to be employed. A person needs fellowship with others. A person needs family support. A person needs education and training. But they also need a spiritual foundation to grasp all that's going on in life and to prepare them for the future.
It gives life to a community. It gives life to the ones that other people may walk past. It can be life-changing if more people take the opportunity and not just use it as a crutch. But if you take the opportunity, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.